Welcome back, guys. It's the Brothers Geek Out podcast, episode 169. Massive thank you to everybody who's been tuning in and watching. You guys are absolutely awesome. Make sure you check us out on all streaming platforms. I'm not going to have an intro to this podcast because we've been trying something different. I'm going to try something different this time around. So, guys, we still got a competition running. You guys, all you got to do is comment, and you guys get yourself a Batman mug. That is UK only. So go in and comment if you're from the UK, and I'll send that over to you. G-Man, how's it going, bro?
Good, bro. I'm good. Just another week. Everything's been cool, man. Trying to think what's new happening. Nothing new. I mean, obviously we're gonna talk about some geeky stuff, some new geeky stuff like movies and stuff like that. But other than that, bro, life is good. Just working hard, training hard. Same, you know? Same another day. Just waiting for Singapore to open up travel and all that sort of stuff. They're shooting out the vaccine to everyone, which I haven't taken, and I don't think I'm gonna take. You're fully vaccinated, right?
No,
Double shot?
No.
Oh, just one shot.
That's right, one shot only.
I think I'm gonna just hold tight until they allow travel, or see what the travel situation is. If it's like, you need to take the vaccine to travel, then I'll do that. Then I'll take the vaccine. But if not, I'm just gonna hold tight on the vaccine. I'm just gonna stick to my vitamins and keep it healthy and stuff. Yeah, man. Other than that, it's all good, bro. All good. How's things in the UK? Football going on and everything, like England.
Yeah, so
football's coming home, possibly, right? What do you call it? See, I don't even watch football, so I don't even know what to say. But the finals, for fuck's sake, is against Italy, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So the hype is real, bro. The hype is real. The first time since 1968 or 1966, they've come this far, because usually they lose straight away. So this time they've come quite far. So you know what, bless them. The thing is, sometimes they get a bit too hype. So I'm gonna see what happens to the end of the day.
It's fans. It's fans. They gotta get behind it, man. They gotta get behind it. I mean, it is what it is. We're English. Well, we're British, English, whatever, born and raised. So But the fans they gotta get the hype. We gotta get the confidence in the team. Sometimes I don't know if that puts too much pressure on the team, but anyway, I mean, it's great that England's come this far in the Euros. I mean, I'm not in England right now, but I'm sure it could be high. I would never get involved in the hype and all the rioting and not right. You know what? Riots do turn out. It does turn out to be like rioting. They just try to say it's like hype and whatnot, but fuck it, they break shit and blow shit up. So it is rioting, but I'll never get involved in that. But it'll be a good sort of vibe, if England does win. People are just a bit more happier, especially with football. So let's see, man. Let's see. I guess. By the time this comes out, we'll know what the results are. But Italy,
no, of course,
I don't. Thing is, I'm trying to talk like I know anything about football. I actually don't know nothing, and actually don't care. But it will be good if England wins. Put it that way.
Of course. It'd be good. It'd be good.
At least in our lifetime.
No, definitely. I'm just trying to find some questions that somebody gave the other day, and
oh, nice. What was that through Twitter or Instagram or something?
Through Facebook, is the guy from Egypt who does the sci-fi and fantasy podcast.
Did you jump on his podcast yet?
Yeah, I did. It's already up on. Okay. I think it's already up on his channel. But let me find his question. He had a question and it's bugging me now. Where is it gone? But other than that, it's been all right, bro, in the UK. I know that's played a major part of what's happening in the UK. Work's been absolutely busy as well, bro. So I'm not looking forward to next week myself, and just trying to get things done. If I'm saying this guy, hopefully I'm saying your name right, dude, and I don't say it wrong. His name is Fotis. Fotis from the Sci-Fi Podcast and Fantasy Podcast. So he wanted us to touch base on adaptation of Superman onto the small screen.
When you say small screen, are you talking about like the Lois and Superman?
Yeah, the TV series. Like, what do you think your thoughts are on it going onto the small screen? I mean, I know we were big fans of Smallville. So big fans of Smallville, which kind of that was the first one that was like, oh man. A TV series based off a comic book. Not totally, they did their own thing, but
well, there was the other one first, right? Superman and Lois. No, Lois and Kent, Clark. What was the one with Dean Cain
that's
and
right.
whatnot?
Yeah, that's right. The Adventures of Superman and Lois. Yeah.
Adventure. That was okay. I was okay, but I think Smallville touched a bit more on his background story, and it felt, it was different. It's different kind of storytelling. Whereas Lois and the Adventures of Superman, felt like an adventure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas Smallville had a bit more of a story behind it. No. What do you think?
No, I think it's a massive challenge to bring such a big character like that to the smaller screen, and I think Smallville did a great job because we got to know him more as Clark.
Mm.
They called him the Blur. They didn't call him Superman, and I know we wanted it. It took 10 seasons for this dude to fly, but it was worth the wait, but it was worth the journey as well. You know what I mean? Like they took us on this 10 seasons of Clark growing as a character and what he is. I mean, bro, when Jonathan passed away, that hit hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'll never forget. You know what? I'll never ever forget when we were watching it. This was at Mum's house, right? And Dwayne was there, bro. And Dwayne was like busting tears. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I remember that clearly.
Yeah.
Like, he started crying because that was so emotional because he put the soil on the coffin, if I remember correctly. That was proper emotional. I remember that.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I mean, Smallville will always have a special place in our hearts. I feel like that was the beginning of, the CW shows, and that was the first era of it. Lois and Superman now, and I've caught up a bit. I think I'm on episode 10 or something like that. It has its elements that it tries to bring in, but I'm very surprised, bro, on where it's heading, the tone of it, the look of it, and the only thing that throws me off is we know that he's got a bodysuit underneath the Superman suit, so he looks hench when he's in the suit. But when he's Clark Kent, he looks like this. I don't know. I know that's.
Well, I think there was an episode where he had his top off, and he is ripped and whatnot. He's in shape, but he's not as bulky yet when he's got the suit on. Yeah. Well, I agree. This show, and I think the movie Man of Steel has changed the dynamics of how you're going to put Superman on the small screen, because one, they copied the costume a little bit and all that sort of stuff. And just, yes, the CGI is not going to be as great because it's TV budget and whatnot, but they're really pushing it, man. The battles that he's having are, they're really pushing it, you know what I mean? So it's a small screen, but they're trying to kind of, take adaptations from the big screen, especially the Man of Steel thing, Man of Steel. I mean, you've seen the new last couple of episodes, and the battles he's happening with his brother from Krypton. And they're pretty freaking good, man. I mean, there's loads of laser eye beaming going on and blowing the cold wind and, using his powers and it's actually really, really good, man. I'm really enjoying it.
I am as well. Very surprised that they're doing it. But the adaptation of putting a big character like that onto the big screen, onto the smaller screen, it's a difficult job. You're always going to get criticized for it. People are going to see it differently if it doesn't have the core elements of what that character is about. And I think this Superman and Lois TV show, I think the writers sat down and actually thought about this one. They were like, look, man, my man's getting slack in the movies, How can we bring this show to a point where, people can relate, people can understand, and give it a good run for its money, you know what I mean? Like let's make this different from what we did with the rest of the other shows. Let's stick to that one tone, Again, my only issue is I mean, I know Superman is a large character, and it's very hard to put him in small situations. So, like, what they do in that show is great. He goes to other countries and stuff like that. But the element of people getting super abilities is too easy. It's like, shit, we got a Superman, but how do we replicate this guy's powers? Get some Kryptonians, blah blah blah. Like, come on, man. He's got, bro. This man has 100 years of history, mythology in the comic books. Bring one of those characters, man. It doesn't have. I know that they based it in Smallville, but use one of those characters from his mythology. Bring in smaller characters, smaller enemies he had in that. You don't have to. I know they're revolving around a bigger story, which I kind of like what they're doing, but I just feel like the whole town turned into Superman.
Yeah. It was still so easy.
Yeah, just that
happening.
That just got to me.
That was the C element that I was telling you about, that I wasn't feeling about it, right? Just people getting power so easy. They can easily have a storyline and put a main villain in it. I mean, I don't want to compare it, but you know, Marvel's doing it. You know what I mean? Like Marvel's doing it with Scarlet with all the shows, man. I'm not gonna cover it, but they focus on one story, one villain, and they build that villain, and they could do that. I mean, look, with the TV adaptations, with the movies, you can never really focus too much on his life before Superman and life after when he has kids, because you want to see the in between. The movies have to be big, they have to be spectacular, has to be, you know, a villain, a story, 2 hours on the screen. So you're not going to waste all your time on his upbringing. So these TV shows are a good opportunity to kind of push those storylines. But yeah, I say, you know, with villains, stop forcing so many, man. Just pick one and just build a story about that villain, and he doesn't have to save the day on every episode. You know what I'm trying to say? Like that's the CW blueprint. You know, they have a story, yes, but it's always like every episode they save something, they save a day. Whereas you know, like the Marvel cinematic, the Disney Plus shows, it's not like that. There is no I save it every day, every episode. It's one big show and they just cut it into six. It's literally like Justice League and they cut it into 6 pieces. You know what I mean? Like there's no element of like an episode. It doesn't feel like an episode. It just feels like one long movie. And the CW doesn't take that route, which is why, you know, it's a bit difficult. But yeah, I don't know, but I like it. This one, I'm surprised. Remember, I never gave it a chance. I was always bitching about it, and then I gave it a chance. I'm like, oh, okay, this is actually really good. So yeah, I'm impressed.
No, it was good. It was good. It was good. I hope that answers your question about our thoughts on Superman being adapted to the smaller screen. Don't get me wrong, man. I got major respect for everybody that has played this character on the small screen. We're big fans of Superman, so we're going to always enjoy it. There's going to be elements that we're not going to enjoy, but I'm not going to shit on it. You know, it's hard work. So praises to everybody who's played the character.
Yeah.
UFC, bro, tell us what's happening.
I just wanted to quickly touch base on it, man. I mean, UFC 264 just happened. Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier 3. Spoiler alert. Actually, wait, by the time this comes out, everyone's going to know. It's all over Instagram already. I actually just joined UFC Fight Pass, you know, which is actually worth it. I was finding other ways of watching it before. But you know what? I just figured, let me just join it. It was $200 a year, the annual pass, all the UFC Fight Pass, bro, all the fights and all this fight content, even old school kung fu movies and everything. It's actually pretty cool. And then all the pay-per-views, and I had no issues watching it. So anyway, that was what I'm excited about. So that was my new purchase for the year, which is awesome. And then the fight was awesome, bro. Listen, man, shit, spoiler alert and everything. Hopefully you've already seen it. Bro, McGregor broke his fucking leg, bro. Oh my God, I don't know why that keeps happening. It's been a recent thing in the UFC, but I think he must have kicked and he must have hit Dustin Poirier's shin in a way. But he went throughout the whole fight. It was just right at the end.
His leg went
threw a punch. Literally, bro, the last 10 seconds of the fight, he threw a punch. And then as he landed, when he threw a punch, his back leg came off. And as it landed, bro, this was his shin. It went like, and then it was butters. It was like this, like, you know what I mean?
Allow it.
Butters. And then, but I give him, I tell you what, man, like he talked a lot of shit and that's his style. You know, when he done that with Khabib, he got fucked up and then Khabib's, there's a riot that went on. Even with this one, with Dustin Poirier, it was a bit weird because the second fight they had, he was all Mr. Nice Guy. Then he got knocked out and now he came back as the bad guy again. And then this happened. But as he was there with his foot broken, he was still talking shit. He was like, fuck you. This is a doctor stoppage. You didn't beat me. And they're talking shit about his wife. And Poirier was like, you know, fuck it. It's weird, bro. It's weird. McGregor's like, he's got that. And I think that's what brought him to the big money, the big show. I don't know what's going to happen with the guy, man. I mean, that's a horrible thing to happen. So I don't hate on him, even though, you know, he does talk shit. And I still appreciate him for what he is. But man, he was talking all this shit about Dustin Poirier is going to go out on a stretcher. And then McGregor ends up going out on a stretcher with a broken foot. It's mad, like how karma works. But I hope he recovers well. I just don't know if this guy would ever, you know, he hasn't won a fight in the UFC in a while, bro, especially against top contenders. I don't know what's going to happen now. His main element back in the days was the mind game, mind battle. He's not happening so good at it. But after he done it with Khabib and it didn't work, right? Because Khabib's a different kind of animal. And then he came back and he was all Mr. Nice Guy. and then he tried to go back. It's just I think he lost it, man. I don't know. He's still an amazing fighter and whatnot, but
it just didn't
his
work.
leg broke.
It didn't work.
Horrible, man. So that was that, man. But yeah, and there was other great fights on the card. I won't go through all of it, but great fights, and I'm just glad I subscribed to the Fight Pass and whatnot. But
awesome. No,
yeah,
sounds awesome. It's worth it when it's something you're going to enjoy. Again, it's like footy, isn't it? You're a fan of it, so of course.
You know what? I should have done it a long time ago, but I was a cheap bastard.
Cheap suits.
Yeah, that's literally a punk, man. But anyway, I've done it now. I'm loving it. It's well worth it, and that's me every week, man. And you know, Ash can use my account and watch the replays of the fights later on as well. So, but yeah, no, just want to touch on that, man. I'm fucking loving the fights, man. I don't know. I've never been into sports, but this is the one thing I'm into every week. So love it. But yeah, no, other than that, man, let's move on. Let's get on to some.
No, that's cool, man. I think these headphones are too tight. I maybe have to sell them and get some ones that go around my ear, man. That bust up my ears, man. Yeah, pay the good monies, and you know, it's the sound quality is great, but it's busting up my ears, man. Let's go. Listen, bro, I haven't seen MODOK yet because I was catching up with Superman and Lois. I was on a binge, didn't catch up, so I'm going to catch up on MODOK today. But good episode so far.
Yeah, always good. They're always funny. The thing is, they're always funny, and it's leading into the sort of storyline they're taking. They're fun episodes. It's not. I'm not like I love watching them. But they're just fun and they're funny, and you know, it's about MODOK and MCU and all that sort of stuff. Well, not really the MCU, but you know, just the Marvel universe and whatnot.
It's always good.
Always good. So yeah, anyway, I'm happy with that show. I'll watch that every week, no doubt. I look forward to it Fridays, just jamming and watching MODOK. So yeah, do catch up with it. It's good. I hope they do more like that with other be it villains or heroes or whatnot. It just gives it. It's nice.
They should do, man. It's I think it's a nice way to introduce different characters from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You know what I mean? I feel like it's a better way to introduce his characters because he's major, man. He is one of the big villains in the X-Men world. You know what I mean? So to introduce him into this is absolutely awesome.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess he won't enter into the MCU like the way he is in here. He's very quirky, very funny. This is a comedy show, so you can get to know the character this way. But when he's in the MCU, it's going to be a different game, right? He's not going to be this quirky dude unless I doubt it will be. He's going to be a villain, right? And MCU villains are, they're not supposed to be whatever. But no, great show. I love it, man. I don't think they'll do more because this was something that Fox was working on before the purchase and whatnot.
That's right, yeah.
Correct.
That's right.
So I think it's just a one and done. But yeah, no, let's see how much more they do. I mean, Disney's got their, Marvel's got their shows coming out anyways. I think they're just going to stick to those, really.
No, that's right. Guys, I just want to apologize for last week's episode. I know a lot of you wanted to usually like going on YouTube and watching us geek out. I have no idea what happened. Zoom lose on that one. But luckily we had the audio, so I know a lot of you guys have been listening onto the audio. Let's talk about what do you call it, bro? What do we start? Do we do Loki or Black Widow first? Let's do Black Widow first, bro.
Why don't we just do the trailer of What If? Or do you want to
go on. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. We get the Black Widow and Loki, man. There's a lot to break down and whatnot. But bro, freaking, was it 11th of August? Is it 11th of August? Like 2-3 weeks after Loki. Again, we got more stuff to watch. The What If trailer came out, a new one, which, oh my God, just it's literally done what it's supposed to do, right? Just blow your head off, like with different scenarios and whatnot within the movies. I mean, when I saw Killmonger in the beginning with Tony Stark, I was like, holy shit, this is gonna take it somewhere. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's emotional about Chadwick Boseman. This is gonna be his last performance, right? Yeah, that was tough. We spoke about that a bit on the live chat.
Video, yeah, that's right, yeah. It did catch me off surprise, you know what I mean? Because I was trying to listen out for it because I heard that it was going to be his last, what do you call it? So listening to it kind of really, I was like, oh man, Chadwick, man, we miss your ass, man. Chadwick forever, man. One thing.
Forever, man. King.
Yeah, but I like where they're heading with this. I'm a big fan of the comic books. I like what they're doing. They're using the cinematic universe as what if stories. And I'm just gonna, like there's a couple of theories going around at the moment. People are saying it's going to be an introduction to, the multiverse of madness and stuff like that. You know what, bro? These are what if stories, so I'm not going to take them as canon to go with the MCU universe. But these are stories that are, I mean, it's a what if. What if this happens? It's not set in stone. They were never set in stone in the comic books. It was just, what if this happens? How would it be?
Yeah.
But I love the elements of the Watcher, finally getting to have him on the screen. Excuse me. And animation, bro. I'm a big fan of animation, man. So to get to see, those characters in art form, and the art form looks amazing, bro. The animation just looks sick. Like, it's like a collection. I want it on Blu-ray and 4K and all of that business, because, this is the first time Marvel Studios is doing an animation. So that's big.
I think that, and I wonder how the animation is going to be different. I'm sure they're going to have a different kind of element to it. But with Disney being there, with Marvel, Marvel Comics is all about imagery and animation. Then you got Disney, you got Pixar. I'm sure they probably pick people's brains and say, hey, look, we're going to do this animation. Let's think of something different. You know how Into the Spider-Verse was a different kind of animation. I bet you it's got to be something different like that as well. But yeah, the stories for sure. I mean, I had a feeling that I have a feeling that the what if stories are all going to be about Doctor Strange, and I feel like it's a Doctor Strange story, but I could be wrong. Right? It could just be one individual episodes for individuals what ifs. But yeah, I don't think this will change the MCU in a way that it changes it moving forward. I think it's going to be the last 10 years, and this is what if this happened, what if that happened,
exactly.
But not gonna set stone for what's gonna happen in the future. I just have a feeling if they connect it, all the what if episode, I feel like it's gonna be a Doctor Strange story. But if they don't connect it, then I think it'll just be individual, stories. Each episode will be individual. So, man, exactly. I mean, look, it looks, can't wait. And because we're already familiar with all the characters from the MCU movie universe, it's gonna be extra moist, man, when you see certain things, like whatever they do,
bro.
Man.
It's like seeing that scene with Killmonger grabbing Tony Stark. You're like, oh shit, where they heading with this? Like, this is going to be interesting where they go with that. But yeah, I know most of the characters came back to voice the original characters. I know we didn't get Robert Downey Jr. back, and
he apparently there's all this stuff going on the internet that he unfollowed all his MCU friends on Instagram. I don't know why that's a thing. Maybe he was just like, guys, I'll text you or something.
No, I think that's a contractual thing, because he's doing a lot of things on social media at the moment now. But different studios put you under different contract types, isn't it? So when you're with Marvel, I think you have to contractually have, because I bet he doesn't really look after it. It's somebody else doing it for him. You know what I mean? But then again, bro, he did lose his dad. He lost his dad this week as well. So
I didn't know that. No,
yeah,
I had no
he
idea
put that. He supposed rest in peace to his dad. Another great visionary director. I mean, I've seen only a handful of his movies, and he did a lot of movies with what's his name from Karate Kid? Ralph Macchio. Is that right?
Oh yeah. Whatever.
And he did movies with Robert Downey Jr. as he was younger. So he did a lot of stuff, man. So I don't know, bro. I don't know. It's not.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's a I mean, because I don't know if it's your Instagram, you could follow and unfollow whoever you want. But I don't know. The world went funny over it. It's like something happened. It's like, all right, well, fucking hell, man. Maybe he just said, look, guys, you're my homies, you're my friends. I want to keep you on WhatsApp group. Maybe he's got WhatsApp group with them or whatever. He doesn't need to have them on Instagram, because that's more like a fan thing. But yeah, no, sorry, you were talking about the voices and whatnot. He didn't come back. But yeah, the most of them do. Chadwick Boseman, I'm glad he's there to play Star-Lord or whatever his character is going to be. But that's going to be a great
It's going to be interesting, bro. The toys have already started to come out. So I'm excited to see what they do with the toys.
Love it.
I'm sure Hot Toys will work on some stuff as well. Sideshow will do some stuff as well. So Funko Pop have already started to release images of what they're doing. So no, it looks good. It looks good.
Talk about Hot Toys. Here's the new Iron Man Endgames figure. Anyway, looks pretty cool, man. The die-cast ones are good. I mean, listen, I've kind of lost love for Hot Toys, but when they do the Iron Man die-cast ones, they look better, because I don't like the joints in Hot Toys, but with the Iron Man suits and some of the other ones,
they got joints,
the Captain America one, they cover up the joints. So the Iron Man ones, they blend in, so it looks pretty good. But when they do the die-cast ones, it's pretty sick. So that's a pretty cool figure that just came in.
No, that looks nice. That looks good. Bro, I forgot to add on that list, and I thought we'd do a quick touch base, pay some respects to this guy before we jump on the next two things. So we lost Richard Donner this week. He was 91 years old. You know, epic director of the Superman movie, Lethal Weapon, The Goonies. I mean, the Omen. The list just goes on and on. You know. Yeah, I mean that was quite sad to hear that. I mean, I suppose he made movies that will forever be a legacy, bro. Like that's amazing to have that sort of thing attached to you. You know what I mean? For the Superman movies, the Goonies, bro, alone. You know what I mean? The Lethal Weapons, bro. You know, he did some great movies. I recently found out. Hold on, let me just double check if I'm right. Because he did some other films, and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even know he did that. Let me just bring it up. But yeah, that was all the Superman fans.
Rest in peace, man.
Yeah.
When I hear 92, I'm just like, wow, what an amazing life. And then, as you said, the legacy is left behind. Goonies, Superman, Lethal Weapon, and I'm sure the list goes on. I can't think off the top of my head.
Bro, he did itself.
Scrooge, what with Bill Murray?
Yeah,
he did. The original old one. Okay.
Yeah, he did Scrooge, Maverick, 16 Blocks.
With Mos Def and Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
He did. Bro, anyway, listen, this man's
92 is a great age, and I always be like, cool, man. It's kind of like celebrate his like, I mean, you got to celebrate all of their lives, but as in when you hear 92, I'm like, that's a great age. Like I remember when Chadwick passed away and he was 40, early 40s, and that was heartbreaking because it was so young. It was like so much more to give to the world. Whereas at 92 is like you've given so much, and your good legacy is going to go down.
91.
But still 90s, man. That's amazing.
Amazing. Definitely.
So rest in peace, man.
Rest in peace. His movies, his inspirations. You know, that movie Superman inspired so many of us, bro. You know what I mean? Any comic book lover he made us believe a man can fly. You know what I mean?
Well, Superman 2 goes down. I think on like all those sites is like one of the best comic book movies of all time. Exactly. It's still up there. You know what I mean? Because how good it was. And that was brilliant.
Like Marvel, you still sit down and watch the first Superman to structure their movies when they did the last 10 years. You know what I mean? All those movies took Richard Donner's Superman as the template of this is how you do an origin story. You know what I mean? So that's an amazing legacy. I mean, rest in peace, dude. But yeah, let's jump into Black Widow.
Yeah, all right, let's do it, man. Yeah, my God. First of all, so great to be back at the cinema for a Marvel movie. So great. And I already read that he already beat the blockbuster records for opening day on Thursday was pandemic highest and whatnot, of course, Marvel movies and whatnot. That was the best thing about everything. But what did you think, bro? Like, I mean, I'm so biased. I always think I'm so biased. I'm like, am I just that biased? But it just seemed like such a good movie. What did you think?
Bro, personally, for me, again, good to be back in the cinema. Good to see a Marvel movie on the big screen. I couldn't have seen it on a small screen.
No way.
I couldn't see it, even though Disney
Plus they didn't bring it out.
They were. It's on Disney Plus, but I didn't want to see it on the small screen.
I know. I'm glad they didn't do it last year and just say, "Hey guys, just take it." You know, I mean, I'm glad they didn't.
You know what? It was worth the wait. Definitely worth the wait.
Hell yeah.
I enjoyed it, bro. It's a good action film.
Spoiler alerts, by the way.
Yes, spoilers. I love that it's in between Civil War and Infinity War.
I didn't expect that. No, I thought it was a prequel movie, but when I saw it was in between there, it was different.
It made sense.
It made sense. That was the Black Widow we knew. That was the one. That was the person we knew. Yeah,
that's right.
I love that.
So, for me personally, out of most of the Marvel movies that come out, it's not the best one. I gave it like a 7 out of 10, only because there was some stuff that threw me off. And yes, look, man, I'm biased as well, bro. I love the shit to death, but there was some things that were like Red Guardian. He's amazing. He's the heart of that story. David Harbour is absolutely awesome in that film. It was the Russian accents, bro.
You didn't feel him?
Sometimes they threw you off.
I make a funny joke about this. Is that culturally appropriate? You know, these days that we're going through all this stuff. I mean, I know they're all white, but these are Americans playing Russians. Is that culturally inappropriate? I wonder.
I don't know. I don't know. But
I don't want to start off no beef. I'm just saying.
the best thing about it was Ray Winston and his Cockney accent trying to come out of the Russian accent. He just threw me off, bro. They should have just gave him an English accent.
Well, they should have just got some Russians in there.
That's another thing as well. Definitely, that's another thing. But to be honest, you know what? I love the dynamics between the sister. I forgot her name. Is it Mira? No, not Mira.
I completely forgot myself.
Basically, that's the worst type of fans, bro. That forgot the name of the let me get her name because
but she was awesome. But I do think Red Guardian was the not the clown. I was going to say clown, but the jokes throughout the movie. The thing that cracked me up the most was when they break him out of prison, and the first thing he tells Black Widow is, "What does he talk about? What does he say about me, Captain America?" And he saw you know what I mean. That's the first thing he asked. I love that. That cracked me up, man. He just wanted to know what Cap thought of him. But obviously, he made up these stories, right? Because Cap was in the ice when he was talking about fighting him in the 80s. So I guess it's just his own thing. But I think in the comic books, they went back and forth and whatnot.
They did go back and forth in the comic books, definitely. Without a doubt, they did. Her name was Yelena.
Yeah, she was awesome.
Her name is Florence Pugh.
She's British as well, yeah.
She's British, yeah. No, bro, it was awesome, bro. The action scenes were great.
Taskmaster was great.
Taskmaster was actually a surprising element to that. And I know a lot of people have been crying, but
why?
Just shut the fuck up and enjoy it, man. It's a film. Like, you know, they can change.
Were they crying because she was a female?
Yeah.
Or because Taskmaster was originally a SHIELD agent or something, right?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, okay, but this was, bro, when it was a female, I was like, oh, damn, they changed it. But I wasn't like, oh, that's basic. Like, they done it so good.
Yeah.
They done it so good. I mean, yeah, she looked awesome, and just the manipulation of the movements. And, you know, when the first scene you see her, she's watching the fight from Black Widow, from Iron Man 2, seeing Black Panther, just copying all the Cap. That, bro, listen, that made me moist. Her fighting elements, just throwing all of those characters into one.
Yeah,
I was moist. I had when they showed the way she became Taskmaster and all that sort of shit, I was like, I don't know, it didn't really bother me. I thought that was awesome. Whether we see Taskmaster in the future films, I'm cool with her not showing up anymore. But if it was a character that was going to show up in all the future films, then maybe certain changes you might not want to make, right? But I was cool with it. I loved the way she was fighting. I loved it, man.
No, I thought she was a great addition. I thought she was a great character. And you can see those fighting elements in the scenes when she uses the shield like Cap, or when she's fighting like Hawkeye.
Love it.
Really good, bro. Really good.
Well, at least this explains the red in what I loved is this explained the red in Black Widow's Ledger. That's it. Yeah. Because Loki says it. She always said it. Loki said it in Avengers. So and so's daughter. I can't remember all the names, but her daughter. So we finally got to see what she did, and you know, to kind of escape that life and, you know, join SHIELD and whatnot. You know, to her it was collateral damage, but that was a little child that she, you know, put that on and whatnot. So just to see finally, and you know what, it's kind of great that she kind of made peace before she died, you know, made peace with her red in her ledger before she died. So I love the way they did that, man, to be honest with you, man, because now it made her death more emotional.
Exactly. And then the last bit, bro, I love the way they're going to tie it into the Hawkeye show. That was brilliant. I mean,
brilliant. Had no idea that was going to happen, but
they would know that it happened in Vormir. Like, you know, that would be explained to family members, but you know, yeah, it's a bit weird. Yeah, that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know because she's getting manipulated, right? By I can't believe I forgot the agent's name, but
Valentina.
Valentina. But the purpose of her is putting up to get together a secret team or whatever, right?
The Dark
And she's
Avengers.
obviously, so she's obviously manipulate them in a certain way. So I guess we might find out, in the Hawkeye show that, hey, you're thinking wrong. This is what happened. I don't know. But yeah, no, it did make it. It made her death emotional, and I love the way they linked it, man, because it's so awesome that I didn't expect any sort of link from this. To be honest, I just figured it would be like a filler movie, but it wasn't a filler movie. This was a part of the MCU. This was perfect. It was.
Yeah, no, of course.
I think it was. I know you gave it a 7. I kind of pull it up there with, like not as good as Winter Soldier, but like within that realm. I think it was one of those type of movies. Yeah, I think so.
I think I have to watch it a second time. I am going to go watch it again. I think, there's something about it, man. Like, I still enjoyed it regardless. It just had some moments where I was like, oh, okay. When a scene throws you out. So that's just my honest opinion on it.
I'm so glad she got a movie though. Listen, I'm so happy that happened. And listen, I'm just throwing this out there, yeah, because I thought I was being a fiend, and I was like, why is it that I'm concentrating so much on her booty, right? And I asked my girl, I was like, is it me being a fiend, or have they just threw loads of booty shots in there, bro? They were just bare camera shots of her booty, bro. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just throwing it out there because she's stunning as it is. But I'm like, is this me being a fiend, or are they focusing the camera on certain angles and whatnot? But I don't know. I have to throw that out there. She agrees that there was a lot of camera shots. It wasn't just me. I took a risk asking her, but I was like, I had to tell her. I was like, I'm not that fiendish, man. Come on. She was awesome, bro. I was so good. I'm glad she got her movie. I'm glad they waited till cinema. And it just, for me, it just fills up her character. Like she made peace, and then she went and saved the world and died in peace almost. So it was amazing. And I love the vest, how it linked into the costume she had in.
Perfect.
The only thing that I didn't get right at the end, when General Ross was coming, and she was like, you guys go, I'll deal with this. And then it just 2 weeks later, I was like, what happened?
Interaction, man.
Yeah, like what happened when that 2 weeks? Like, did you run away? Did you make a deal with Ross? Did Cap come? Did someone come? Like, how did that just 2 weeks later? Like, I wanted to know what happened there. So that was the only thing I was like, oh, I wish you explained that. But
no, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
But how long you got left before you jump on your next call?
I got 5 o'clock. So I'm catching up with Jefferson, my Muay Thai coach. Be another Geek Out episode. So let's quickly get onto Loki.
Let's do Loki because you got to jump on the next call. But bro, that episode was sick. That episode was so sick, and like awesome. All the Easter eggs in that episode alone.
Oh my God.
They love doing that, bro, man. They're so good at doing that as well.
And what a perfect episode to just throw a bunch in there, because it's just another dimension, another world, or whatever you want to call it. But Thanos' helicopter, Thor, the frog. How do you call it? Frog
or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, frog. I don't know. Frog Thor. That was fucking awesome. Yellow Jacket's helmet.
They found Doctor Strange's Sanctum's what do you call it? His house there as well.
Holy shit! I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, so there's loads more in it, bro.
The Avengers Tower. There was the Tribunal's big head. Yeah, one of the Ronin ship, bro. You just constantly like, oh my god, that was a great episode. But the episode itself was awesome, man, and the variants and just. Shit, man. Good that we saw Mobius alive. I think the internet world, the Marvel fans would have gone crazy if he was dead, for real. So
same.
Yeah, it was good that he was alive.
Do you think he's a different version of Loki?
Who?
Mobius.
Who, Mobius?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think Mobius is Mobius. Yeah. I think the main person who's dealing with all this, I'm kind of leaning towards another variant of Loki. I know all signs are pointing towards Kang the Conqueror, and when you saw that castle at the end, even Doctor Doom's head came in. Doom came into my head, and I know there's so many Easter eggs towards Kang. I don't think it's Kang. I think they won't put Kang in this. I got a feeling it's a King Loki, like a new variant of Loki. or another variant of Loki that's running the whole show.
Did you see the powers that Richard E. Grant's Loki had?
That was awesome.
When he bought that, I was like, "What? This moist man! Like he smashed
Sick.
it."
Sick.
Next week, man. Last episode, man. I'm gutted.
Very gutted, but it's gonna explain so much, and hopefully we get something. Hey, listen, if it's Kang the Conqueror and then leave it like that, I mean, how good would that be? But let's see, man. Let's see what they're doing, because these shows are no joke. And yeah, I loved it, man. It's so good. It's all the different Lokis and the alligator, the kid Loki. It's funny, man. It was
President
hilarious.
Loki, when he came and he got his arm chopped off, I was like, bloody hell.
That was jokes as well, man. These guys, such a good show, man. So good. Yeah, man. I can't believe one more episode. I say that about all the shows that's been coming out, but there's so much for them to give us, so we'll see what happens.
No, of course, bro. We've got so much coming. We this is not the end. I remember before it was like, will this ever continue? Bro, we are in that era where we're going to get it all day long, bro, left, right, and center. So we are in very good times right now. So I'm going to enjoy all of it, definitely, without a doubt.
Well, Wednesday was such a cool day. I went and watched Black Widow, and then I came back and watched Loki. 2 Marvel contents in one day. How awesome is that?
Awesome.
Bro, it's awesome. Every week, no doubt about it. It's every week. And like I said, 2 in one day, that's amazing. Geek out. Ultimate.
No, definitely. I really enjoyed that. But a great episode. I think for Loki himself growing as a character, becoming more likable, becoming a good character as well. It's massive to see the change he's made from the episode 1 to where he's getting now. You know, he's actually wanting to help somebody. I know it's himself, a different version of himself, but he wants to do good, which is actually really, really nice. And the hug he had with Morbius, and calling him friend, that, at the beginning of the episodes was all about him being by himself, him being a loner, him not having somebody that cares or loves around him. But now he's got that around him. It's like changed him as a person.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he always did. Thor and his family loved him. It was him that was just kind of, So I was a bit like, oh man, Thor tried so hard to just be your brother, and you always stabbed him in the back, and now you're in love with Mobius. But who won't be? It's Owen Wilson, so of course you're in love with him. But anyway, no, I mean, it's shit, it's so good. I don't even know what to say, man. I don't want to see this character end. I want to see more of Tom Hiddleston's Loki. I hope we get more. I hope it's not the end of it, but yeah, no, it's amazing. It is really good.
No, definitely. It's been an enjoyable show. All right, guys, we'll leave it as that, G-Man. I know you've got to jump on the next call in about 5 minutes. But remember, Batman mug, courtesy of DC Comics UK. Anybody in the UK, comments below. Let me know. I'll drop you a message. I'll send this out to you. Guys, episode 170 next week. It's another milestone. Well, not a milestone, but still 170 episodes, man. That's amazing.
That is amazing.
Make sure you catch us on all listening platforms and social media, guys. We're on Instagram and Twitter. Make sure you guys go click a follow on there. I always follow back. I'm not talking about numbers. It doesn't bother me as long as you guys get to see the content. That's the main thing. But G-Man, thanks for coming on again early. I know you've got another podcast to do. We've got some more great geek out sessions coming to you guys. And be well, bro.
Cool. Awesome, man. It's good to catch up. Good to geek out. And man. Till next week.
Till next week, guys. One love. Peace.
Peace.